Hi, I'm Lisa. I live in Whitley Bay, and as you can see I've got a massive collection of trainers which I totally love. I'm a civil servant, which probably is quite a boring job, doesn't go with my hobbies, but you know, it's all about the yin and the yang. So I love trainers, and you get trainer wearers and you get trainer collectors and you get people who do both. I would think I would class myself as someone who does both. Definitely my initial reaction is always when I see some trainers that I want, that I've got to have them because I want to wear them and walk about in them and let people see me with them on and feel good in them. But because I've got so many pairs, there are some that are just still in the box, and sometimes I think, will they ever come out of the box? Because the longer I keep them, and I suppose the rarer they get, the less I want to wear them, if that makes sense. So I would say that I've roughly got 50 to 60 pairs of trainers, but I'm lucky because my husband is a trainer addict as well, so there's never any complaints when I come through the door with a new box, or the postman knocks at the door with a new box. It's always a toss-up to see whether they're going to be for him or for me, really. There's lots of words for trainers now. There'll always be trainers to me. I don't know whether it's just because I'm from the northeast and that's what they're known as, but as they get more popular, and there's lots of things on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and I do follow a lot of different groups, and they're not from this country either, they're people from abroad. There are a lot of different terms for them, like kicks, sneakers and things like that. I suppose it depends on the audience, but if I was to say to my husband, for example, I bought some new trainers, I would be saying I bought some new trainers, not I bought some new sneakers. Because of the popularity of different trainers now and lots of limited editions coming out, there's quite a big fluctuation in price. Me personally, if I want them, I'll buy them no matter how much they are. Although there would really have to be really special for me to spend over, say, £150. But anything up to that price, I would definitely say I probably wouldn't think twice about. So as somebody that's worn trainers for a long time, there's now like quite a big hype about them, and you have lots of the really popular brands are bringing out almost on a monthly or if not quarterly basis limited editions and things, and there are lots of collectors out there, me being one of them myself, even though I'm a wearer too, as I've already said. And I've got mixed feelings about it. I think it's great that people have such passion about them, like myself, because it's almost limitless. There's so many different colorways and styles, and I just think it's great if you get it. But I suppose to people that don't, like my sister, for example, who has got shoe mania, just says to me, like, I do not get it, I just don't get it. So you know, but like I say, to me personally, I think it's absolutely great, and the more different sites there are, and there's conventions and everything, it's the whole culture that goes around it as well, often linked into music and fashion as well. So yeah, generally I would say that I'm a fan of it. I haven't been to a trainer convention. I really want to go though. We were in Liverpool recently where there was a trainer convention on called Laces Out, and we did, when I say we, that's me and my husband, hum and haw whether to go or not, but we were, to be honest with you, terrified of how much money we were going to spend, so I haven't, but I'd definitely like to go. And I think not only just to buy, but also to like look at people's collections as well, because I can say that to me they're works of art. Yeah, I've got a few friends that are similar. Again, my husband has as well, who are into this with the same as we are. A lot of them focus on one particular brand. I've got friends who just buy Nikes and they're total Nike addicts and things like that. But again, there's people who just don't get it at all. I can't understand that, to be honest. I just can't understand how you can see this thing of pure and utter and sheer beauty and not see how, how you can't see that as well. But you know, everybody's different, I suppose, and you know, that variety is the spice of life. So how the collecting crept in really was, I went to an event, it was at Holt's Yard in Newcastle, and there was some hip hop, and it was the launch of a new trainer store. There's lots going on. Everybody that walked through the door got a raffle ticket when they went in, and that raffle ticket was to be drawn at the end of the night, and the winner was to get to pick any pair of trainers from the shop that they wanted. And didn't I just win? So I had the absolute delight of going into this lovely new trainer store, browsing the shelves and choosing which pair that I wanted, and this is the very pair here. This is Asics Gel Light 3, and they are very filthy at the minute, but they are very special to me, and the reason why they're very special to me is because they started my obsession with collecting Asics trainers, particularly Gel Light 3s or the Gel 5s. And the reason that these are special, which you might not have seen before if you've never had any Asics trainers, is because they've got a split tongue, so they don't actually have a tongue down the middle. It's split in two halves. And not that this would ever usually bother me with any shoes at all. They're really, really comfortable. But yeah, I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs of the Gel Light 3s and about 4 or 5 pairs of the 5s. And the 5s I've got like an inner sock, so they're all a little bit different in a way. Like I say, like the 3s there have got the split tongue, and the 5s have got the inner sock, which makes them slightly different. But the thing that I do love about the Asics as well, which is one of the most important things about trainers to me, is the profile. And the profile is what do they look like that, and when they're on your feet. The wildest thing I've ever done to try and get a pair of trainers is probably fruitless, because I haven't actually camped out or stood in great big long queues. I rather foolishly once went to end when they brought out the Packer collaboration in the Gel Light 3, which were totally amazing, totally fell in love with them, but rather naively just thought that when they went on sale on the Saturday that I could just waltz up to the shop and walk in and get a pair in my size. I did go in to end when it was still in the High Bridge in the back lane in Newcastle. It wasn't too late, to be honest. I think it was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and said, oh, can I have a pair of the Asics Packer Gel Light 3s and a 6 please? And they just sort of like looked at me as if I was totally insane, like, and laughed. And I was like, people have been queuing since 4 o'clock this morning for them. Like, they went 10 minutes after the shop opened. I was like, oh, okay, no worries. What I'm going to show you here is this box, which obviously it's the packaging box that came through the post. It's still got the postage labels on. But when I opened this, it was just the most amazing surprise ever. Because these shoes here came from a store called Van Catcher Lev in Paris. And you open the box up, and there you've got a little Champs-Élysées that pops out of you, and then you fold that back. Sorry, Van Catcher Sev, and that's the beautiful box that it comes in. I did open them, and inside was just a pair of bog standard Stan Smiths, but when I show people this box, I think that there's going to be some amazing pair of like Christian Louboutin heels coming out or something, and it's a pair of Adidas Stan Smith, but there we go. A lot of people on Instagram or Facebook that you follow trainer sites, they have WONTFT, which I thought, what does that mean? It means what's on my feet today. And then underneath that is a pair of lovely trainers that somebody's wearing. And I always love to see what other people have got and what other people are wearing, and it also makes you think, all right, I think I need those as well. And then you go on the search and hunt for them and, and that's it. So another acronym's LPU, which means latest pickup, and people say, this is me, LPU, for example, and I have a photo of them, say where they got them from. I've mentioned the profile of the shoe a few times, and what that means to me is what it actually looks like from the side like that and on your feet, like a profile. A bit like, I suppose, profile of a face when you look sideways. And to me, that is one of the most important things about how the shoe looks, if you like. Not when you're looking down on it on yourself, it's how it looks like from the side, as in the profile. Asics are quite, the Gel Light 3 to me has got an absolutely beautiful profile because they look amazing on your feet. But you've got an original profile, and they have just changed it recently. So like the toes, slightly different. So that's like a pointier toe. And they brought it out where the toe's slightly rounder, and it does affect the profile because it goes up more rather than down. And I know that might sound like nitpicking, but you know, to Asics aficionados, it's a really important thing. I think there's actually been a petition as well to get them to change it back. My Asics Gel 5s, these are a collaboration with Colette, the designer clothing store in Paris, and I love these so much because they just look like a white sneaker like that. They've got some blue on the sole, but then they're like that on the inside, and they've got a lovely lattice cut work going around. Got Asics on one shoe, Colette on the other, and they also come with blue laces. I love them just because they are so different, and I haven't seen anybody else with a pair. I did buy them to wear, even though they look like they haven't been worn. In all fairness, they haven't outside, but I have worn them in the house. I did put them on one day, ready to go out, really proud with them. And my husband went, "You're not going out with those on, please tell me, they're going to get filthy, it's raining outside." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're probably right." And then I've never got around to wearing them again. But they're nice to look at. I think my next pair would have to be these. These are the Adidas Specials, and I just love the colourway on them. I love the lattice that goes around the sole, and yet again, I don't think you can get these anymore. They've got a nice pull down tongue on the back, and they just look really smart. I love wearing them with jeans and a black top. Back to Adidas again. These are really lovely shoes. These are the ZX 420s, and these are a collaboration with Quote and Peter O'Toole. Now if anyone doesn't know who Quote is probably the biggest Adidas trainer collector in Germany. He has thousands of pairs. If you look him up on YouTube, you would be amazed at his collection. He lives in Berlin. My husband and I go to Berlin a couple of times a year because there's some really cool shoe shops there. And one of these days we're going to bump into him, I know we are. So they were a collaboration that Adidas made with him and Peter O'Toole, the illustrator, and it's got a really nice picture of his face inside the tongue there, so I love those as well. And I do wear them, I do wear those. So based on the fact that I said that these are my favourites at the minute, I have to go for these lovely Nikes. And this is because the profile is just totally amazing. They look so good on your feet. I've got two pair of these. They are so nice. That's what I mean by a nice profile. And I think they look really cool in all black as well. I'm even thinking I think these are £120, so they're quite expensive, but because these are my sort of go-to trainer to put on a daily basis, I'm thinking that I need to buy another pair to keep in the box just in case they stop selling them. I think that's what you call an obsession. I need to have another pair on the side just in case. And then probably my number one shoe of all time, once again, is based on the profile, is the Puma Basket, because I don't think personally, even though I mentioned my Colette shoes and my Asics, which I love, you will ever get an all white, a better and a nicer looking all white pair of shoes than that. In my opinion, I think they're just amazing. So I think this is the fourth pair of these that I've had, and I just love the way the laces are. The laces tight and the profile, once again, is amazing. For an all white shoe, I don't think you'll get a better, I don't think anyone will ever bring a better looking shoe out than that. There you have it. It should always be crossed like that, so that it's going over the top towards the edge on that side, and this side it's coming across like that. All nice and neat. And as I say, that's the case for all of them.